I've written a crap ton of songs for musicals over the past 16 plus years. So many. And for some reason, a lot of you have taken that to mean that beautiful songs just like plop out of me whenever I want that to happen. Some sort of songwriting superpower. But boy, do I have news for you. That is not how it works. Yes, I have a process, and yes, I do know how to follow that process efficiently. It gets more fun, faster, and less stressful, but never really any easier. So, since so many of you have asked me over and over again over the many years of making videos about my exact songwriting process, I have finally relented. Here is the exact process that I use to write songs for the musical theater, whether I am writing alone or with a collaborator. Hold on to your butts. Let's begin with ideation and planning. There are so many things that I put into this category that I need to know in order to then go forth and write the song. Obviously, I need to know where the song goes. That seems kind of important. If it's not already song spotted, where are we? What are we? What is happening during the song? I feel like a lot of people don't think about this ahead of time, and then they write a song, and like, I really like this song, and then someone asks the question, what's happening on stage during the song? And they go, oh, never thought about that. For me, I have to know this right up front. I also need to know where we start and where we're gonna end. Because if you don't know the point, then how are you gonna get from A to B? So that's also extremely important for me to know is what the song is actually about. It is one thing to talk about the mechanics of what's happening on stage or where we start and where we end, but it's a different thing to talk about what the song is truly about at its core. That is so freaking important for me to know. Obviously, I also need to know who is involved in the song, because that will make a huge difference to how it sounds and what words I choose to use. But more specifically, I do need to know who is leading the song, and or who is the perspective character of this song moment. Like, who is the audience going to be engaging with the song with, like through their eyes or point of view. I also need to know what will the vehicle of the song be. If you are new to my channel, the vehicle of the song is the thing that we talked about as the way through the thing. From A to B, while doing XYZ on stage, and with the song being about what it's about, the vehicle is the way that we're gonna navigate through all of that. Some people refer to it as the game, or the bicycle, or the mechanic, or the frame. I just say vehicle. I need to know what the hook is gonna be. Yes, I'm one of those people who has to plan the hook first. It's just too important because it encapsulates so much about the song. If I don't know that, I can't write the thing. What is the musical style going to be, and how's it going to sound and or feel? I know not everyone thinks about that ahead of time. A lot of people like to go forth and just experiment, but for me, it's extremely important to know what I'm aiming at first before I then dive in. And did you think I was gonna leave this off? You silly goose, you don't know me at all. Structure! What is the structure of the song? If I don't have that planned out, it's gonna meander, it's gonna be terrible. Or it's not gonna be terrible, but it's still gonna meander, and then it's not doing the work I need it to do. Structure! Okay, yeah, all of that. I know all of that before I hit a song and start writing it. Hee hee! Okay, so that's planning and ideation, which leads us to possibilities for where I start. Oh, when it comes to starting a song, I don't always start in the same place. I don't always have the same way in, but I do need a way in, because once I have the way in, the rest of it begins to come together and become manifest. I don't know why I was just a mad scientist. I'm also not mad about it. A place I do often like to start though is because I planned my hook in the planning and ideation session. I do like to go to the hook and try to expand that out into a chorus idea. Whether we're talking about a verse chorus song or an A section of an A, just try to figure out, okay, if that's what the hook is, what does the accompaniment sound like? What is the full melodic movement? What are the lyrics here? And start with that section that contains the hook. That can be a really grounding place for me and creates kind of like a major pillar that I can then go from. That being said, sometimes instead I will just write the entire melody of the whole song. Especially if this is a 32-bar chorus song, and even more especially if it's A, B, A. I do like to write the melody to the whole thing first, I don't always do this, but when I do it, it provides some sort of structure for me to write everything else that goes around the melody and underneath the melody. Or something I will do is I'll ignore the melody completely and do the exact opposite thing, which is to write out the accompaniment first. Whether that's just in terms of chord structures or harmonic movements, or I literally write the intricacies of the lines, the inner parts that I'm hearing, the bass lines that I'm hearing, the kind of counterpoint within the accompaniment, not so much against the melody, and I will have a lot of fun with that while I'm ignoring writing the melody. Because for whatever reason in that song, the melody feels hard. It happens. It's rare, but it happens. If I'm writing a pop song, this is more common, and that is that I will write the entire melodic movement of the opening section of a song. I might not get to the chorus yet, so again, if it's a pop song, it'll be a verse, or even a verse into a pre-chorus, so I can kind of get a sense of how I'm ramping up to the section, the chorus section with the hook. I do it sometimes with 32-bar stuff, when I'm writing a verse that's going to lead into the chorus itself, the chorus proper, or if it's a musical scene. But that's, again, a lot rarer for me. Or I will write the accompaniment movement instead of the melody for that exact same section. Just kind of like mirroring what I said before about the chorus section. And this is so rare for me these days, but occasionally I will write out the entire lyric to a song first before touching any of the music. I might have a melodic idea or set of ideas, I will have the melody to the hook, but then just like write out the lyric. Here you go, here's a lyric. I moved away from that. I don't know why. I'd have to think about that, but it wasn't working as well for me as the other ways in. I was finding that I had to rewrite more, and so I still occasionally will do it, and it'll work really well when I do it, but yeah, it doesn't happen often. Also, if you love talking about this sort of stuff, talking about songwriting and your process and learning different processes and how people interpret process and put things together and working in collaboration with people who put things together, then you should definitely check out the Flagship Musical Theater Writing Workshop course. We do a lot of songwriting in that course, and we talk through a lot of process in that course. So if that's potentially of interest for you, I'll leave a link in the description below that you can click through and check out and apply if it sounds like it might be up your alley. Okay, just to give a little example of what I was talking about with all of that stuff and where I start. I recently wrote a song for a musical I'm writing that has a pop punk sort of sound to it. I was writing on the guitar, which I rarely do, but I had the chorus melody first, which was because the hook was crystal clear to me, melody and words. And then I took that and was like, okay, you know, I think it's a 4-line chorus, so let's just write the other 2 lines. Did it, great, I was like, okay, got that. Oh, chords. Came up with chords for it to make it work, make sure I liked what it was, and figure out how it's gonna sit in terms of the harmonics. And then from there, I jumped right to the beginning and I figured out a chord structure. The melody of the rest of the song was written last. I think I even had lyrics done to the whole thing before I had the full melody of the song beyond the chorus. So then I went through, I wrote a harmonic progression, and then I took the harmonic progression for the verse and the pre-chorus, feeling how it led into the chorus itself, and then I created a rhythm scheme for it, and then I changed that rhythm scheme because it wasn't doing what I thought it was going to be doing, and then I was like, I need to know more of the specifics of the words of this, so I wrote out the words to the whole thing, and then the melody was easy to do. So that's a thing. But what about after the way in? Such a good question, thank you for asking. Well, here's the rest of it. Before working out any of the nuances of anything, I go back to that first section. Whatever I didn't write in the first section, whether I started with the melody, I started with the chords, the whatever, the words, I go in and I fill out the rest. It's important to me to have a full section done. Like I was just saying in the song that I had written, start with that hook, got the melody, added in the chords as well, and had a complete chorus section. I will say that during that process, I do sometimes hit pause and just write out some other things for potential other spots in the song if I get inspiration. We try to just make notes of those and finish a full section first. By the way, this does not happen in one writing session, in case that wasn't clear. This happens over a period of time and often means that I have voice memos everywhere, lyrics or bits of lyrics in my notes app, bits of music or melody put into Sibelius, all sorts of things, and then I have to consolidate, and a month after I started it, I'm gonna have to like go find all those little bits that I put in different places. Michael, just put them in one place. Caveat to this, I do often do this entire process in 1 or 2 sessions if I'm writing with a collaborator together in the room. In fact, on Twirl, with my collaborator Jackie, she and I will power through a song in a session or 2, and that will take up the entirety of the writing sessions, but it does not take place over weeks and weeks and weeks. Okay, once I have a full section done and set and settled, I will then move on to a different section. So like I said, with that song that I was writing, the pop punk one, I had the chorus, and then I went to the beginning, and I went to the verse, and I started the process all over again. And again, I started with harmonics for that one, whereas I started with the melody for the chorus. Whatever the way in is, it's valid, it works. I have noticed, I'll just say this, that I do generally put the entire skeleton of a song together musically first before I finish out all the lyrics. Not when I'm writing with a collaborator, but when I'm writing by myself. So that, for whatever reason, works very well with my brain, so I use it. The very last thing that I'll do in kind of the center of the writing process for me is to go back through and add to the accompaniment and make sure that it is doing intricate things, it's doing what I want it to be doing. Like, again, with that pop punk song, I changed the accompaniment patterns because it wasn't quite doing what I thought it was doing, and now it works great. It's really good. I like that song. All right, my friends, here's the end of the process. Once I have finished writing a song, before I put it into sheet music or make a good solid demo, I sit on it. That's right, I let it percolate. Honestly, a large part of this is because I will need to get some distance to figure out if I actually like everything in there or if things need to change. And I can't just like do that off the fly. I have to take time and space away. It's usually somewhere between 3 days to a week before I'll come back around and be like, okay, so what does this actually sound like to my ears now? But then once it is set and done and settled, I do make sheet music. And I do use Sibelius still currently. Yes, I'll switch to Dorico at some point soon, I promise, my friends. And I also make a demo. It doesn't have to be like a super great demo, but I want a demo that is clear with what the song is, what it's doing, what the intentions are. Then, you thought I was done with percolating? Get out of here. Once I have it in a demo form, I then listen to it over and over and over the course of usually, again, 3 days to a week to make sure I'm falling in love with it. Because if I don't fall in love with it, it's not quite right yet. Then one of 2 things happens. Either I do indeed fall in love and like, all right, yay for me. Or I find other things that I was like, oh, that did feel good before, but I think I want to make adjustments. Or that's not sitting right. Or my ear's always disappointed when we get to that moment. Let me see if I can do something about that. But then do I get to revisions right away? No way! I sit on it yet again, and it's usually closer to a month or 2 before I'll go back to the song and actually refinish it. Just because creating sheet music and creating demos is a time-intensive process, and I don't like to do it a couple times directly in a row on the same song. I like to move on and circle back. And that, my friends, is my process. Is it long? Yes. Is it grueling? Often. But it can also be really bite-sized and fun and doable. Now, I do just want to say here that if you're raising an eyebrow at all when I was mentioning the different types of song structures earlier in this video, then I would strongly suggest that you watch our songwriting series that we did recently, and you can do that by watching this video next. Otherwise, thank you all for being here with me today, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers!